and I want to welcome you to another episode of Beyond the Surface Radio. I'm your host, Dr. Wanda J. Evans-Brewer. Today, I want to talk about a red rose amongst the weeds. So, I went to Market Day Tuesday. And for people who follow this show, you know that I am in Ghana, West Africa. And one of the issues of being an American is that you can never shake it off your Americanism. So you're never discriminated against because of your color. There's not a lot of issues with gender, but the fact that you're American means you got money. And so navigating the market can become dicey. I always go with a native so they can translate and negotiate for me so I can get as fair price, but also so that I get clarity of product. I get the stuff that I'm looking for. So my mother had asked me a while ago, would I send her a couple of gowns? And there's one market lady there who it actually turns out is an old friend of my husband's from Timonoo Town. Her English is very limited, but she is a very kind woman from all accounts. And she has some beautiful cotton gowns. Now, cotton is common in the U.S. It's not so much the type of cotton that they have here. It's not similar to our cotton. So these are those nice cotton gowns that breathe. You take a nice hot bath and you put your good, clean cotton on and you just feel good. It breathes. It looks nice. You feel good, okay? So I saw some. I went. And my driver, Mr. Godsway, was with me. He negotiated my price, got it good, and I said farewell. So I got home. I decided, there's one thing about being in your 50s, the very thing that you was mad about when you was a young person in terms of taking a nap. You love a nap when you're in your 50s. So I said, you know what? I've had a good, productive day. I'm going to take this nap. I'm going to wake up and get my second wind and get something else crack-a-lacking. Okay? I was disturbed by a phone call. And so it's a phone call from a woman telling me they had my wallet. I have your ID. English very broken. I'm trying to communicate. You left your ID at Market. I said, what damn ID is she talking about? I left an ID at Market. I said, okay, are you looking for Isaac? Are you talking? She said, ma'am, you left your ID. So she got frustrated with me. She hung up. And so I called back. I said, okay, this is Wanda. Are you looking for Wanda or are you looking for Isaac? What are you talking about with an ID? She could not really make out my English. She said, it's at Market. Come to Market. It's here. So I had a quick panic attack. My heart started racing. And I went and I grabbed my bag. I went and grabbed my purse. And my wallet was not in my purse. Now, you have to know, I carry this wallet everywhere, okay? And normally what I do when I travel is I take a photocopy of my most important identification, my driver's license, my social security number, my medical card, all of this stuff I have copies of. I'm also the person that takes care of my mom. So I keep copies of her identification, her social security number, her medical card, all this stuff. This time I had the wallet. I had the actual physical wallet. But I also had the SIM card that my husband registered my phone with because I'm using the African SIM card. And that's how she was able to call me. I keep the physical card in the wallet, but I had the SIM is in the phone. So I knew something happened to me. And, when I laid down for my nap, now, I got these big old hooters. When I laid down for my nap, I took the bra off. I was so upset. I put back on the dress, which it has sort of a banding to it. I went up there. I didn't even have a bra on. I'm not even going to lie. I got the hell out of Dodge. I have my driver's license, social security number, my credit cards. Everything was in this wallet. So I had to walk. I put those gym shoes on and I got to moving and grooving. Okay. I got there. And as I was walking up, she was smiling. And she said, hey, you left it. And I said, oh, my God. And as soon as I saw it, I knew this little pink wallet that's got kind of puffy. I didn't have any money in it. And she's like, oh, no. I gave her a hug. She said, no, it's fine. She said, I didn't want it lost. I knew I tried to figure out where you were at, but you left the card. I said, how did you find me? She said, you left the card. The card for the phone is in there. And I remembered. I took the SIM, stuck it in the phone, but I kept the card in there just so I would know my own number. I actually didn't even have it in there for anyone else, I wanted to remember my own number, okay? Because sometimes I use Momo money. You all have heard me complain about the market women, some of the exchanges, being a foreigner, and they identify us as white. They see us bronies and brunos. They have little names that they use, which basically means we're not of this group. We're not from this continent. You've heard me talk about the issue of cheating. They see you walk up, they add a CD here, a CD there. You've heard me talk about, it's just a whole litany of issues that you go on with, product being switched out, some product being diluted. And in the midst of all of that is this beautiful woman who is just as challenged and poor and struggling like anybody else at that market. And she could have easily gotten in contact with whoever she wanted to get in contact with and say, look, I got some cars. I believe you can duplicate some stuff. You can make something happen with these cars. We can get some scamming going. We can do something. And instead, she lovingly held the cards. If that's not one red rose amongst the weeds, I don't know what that is. The woman was simply beautiful. I told her, I thank you. You have my loyalty as a customer. I'm coming back to you. I was coming back to her anyway. But now I'm sure enough coming back to her. People that didn't even want a cotton gown, finna get a cotton gown. Everybody finna wear cotton gowns now. Once a week, I'm going there and I'm getting 1 or 2 cotton gowns. I'm going to make sure she stay comfortable. My whole life was in that wallet, and I needed the reminder to be careful. I'm in a foreign nation losing this. I'm not even in the U.S. losing this. And then I had to remember, and then I need you to know, I'm one of the blessed people. I have never been robbed. I've never never had my cell phone stolen, never lost my purse, none of this. So there is a type of complacency. You get too comfortable. And the Lord said, look, honey, you better tighten the ship up. And I know how I lost it. How I lost it was she had some things that was hanging, but she also had some things that were folded on the ground across a mat. And I bent down to look at those things. And in that action, that's how that wallet dropped out of there. And I didn't notice it. I honestly did not notice it in this huge market, because I told you Tuesdays are market day. So this market was crack-a-lacking. It was energy. It was flowing. That beautiful, beautiful woman held on to my wallet and had the wherewithal to call me, struggled through communication, and because her English is low and I don't speak her mother tongue. And all I could think about, I said, this woman has a golden heart. She's my rose. I thought of Tupac's poem, The Rose That Grew from Concrete. In that poem, he said, did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete? Proving nature's law is wrong. It learned to walk without feet. Funny, it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else ever cared. Long live this lady that, in spite of all of this inertia and backwardness and some of these systems that they practice, that this lovely woman remembered one thing, and she said it to me. She said, I try to treat people like they treat me. If I had did that to you, it has to come back to me. She understood the basic law of karma. She understood what God has made clear to us all. If you reap it, you must sow it. Anyway, you've been listening to Beyond the Surface Radio, and I'm your host, Dr. Wanda J. Evans-Brewer. And yes, I will be tightening up my ship. Until we meet again, be safe in God's grace.